Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. Today's episode is very special because we address a topic that's not often spoken about, and it specifically pertains to hair loss, but amongst women. So today we have a very special guest with us, Kachelle. Kachelle, please introduce yourself and tell us about your journey and your expertise.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I am Kachelle Roark. I'm the founder and CEO of Chelles Hot Seat. And okay, so I can be long-winded, but I'm going to try not to.
Do you, girl? Do you, girl? Don't try to abridge stuff. Come to with your whole self. Your whole
Yeah.
self.
Yes.
That's what you're here for. We don't want an abridged version or an edited version.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it all. Bring it all.
Okay. So again, I'm the CEO and founder of Chelles Hot Seat. We are a hair care and wellness company helping women turn their loudest secret into thicker, fuller hair by feeling secure in their identity. We do that through hair care products and wellness products such as journals and affirmation cards that support the mental and emotional part along restoration. So how did I get here? Okay, how did I get here? So long story short, you know how in high school, the next thing that we're told to do is to go to college.
Mm.
And I went to college for a year, and I just knew I wasn't supposed to be there. Like, I just knew in my knower of knowers, I wasn't supposed to be there.
Right.
And I recalled, I would cry, and I'm like, God, I know I'm not supposed to be here. Where am I supposed to be?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, where am I supposed to be?
Mm.
And a few weeks later, I started getting this burning desire in me of hair. And I was on YouTube watching this stylist named Amber Cobra. She was, she had her own salon and she was doing amazing things. But what I loved the most about Amber is how she made people feel like welcome. She made them feel beautiful. And I love how no topic was off limits. You could just be, right?
Right.
So I was like, that. And most of all, she could use her creativity. So I like that. That's what I want to do. I told my roommate at the moment, I said, roommate, her name, I ain't coming back here next year. And she was like, no. I said, girl, no, I'm leaving. I ain't supposed to be here. I told my grandma, I said, Grandma, I'm not coming back here next year.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing about my family, they know if Kachelle puts her mind to something,
Yes.
she gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to settle unless it's not supposed to happen.
Right.
So my grandma said, Kachelle, you ain't gonna be no beautician. They don't make no money. I said, Grandma, yes they do.
Mm-hmm.
And yes I am.
Uh-huh.
And she went and said, well, your aunt tried it. She didn't like it. And I said, Grandma, she don't like people. I love people. And she said, well, yeah. So shortly after that, what my grandma did, even though she did not really agree with what I wanted to do, she invested in me.
Mm-hmm.
She took her tax money that she could have paid off her house and purchased me a car so I could get to school and work to fulfill my dream.
Ooh.
And when I made that decision, when I tell you doors just opened, they just
Yes.
opened up.
Yeah.
I found the cosmetology school that I went to. It was a natural school. The only natural hair school in Columbus, Ohio.
Wow.
And I went there, and the first day they said, you can graduate early. And I said, y'all ain't saying nothing but a word. I'm graduating early. And I did just that.
Right.
I graduated
Congratulations.
early, got into the salon that I wanted to get into. I was feeling wonderful inside now. Like I was actually where I was needing to be. Like this is where I'm supposed to be. I got to express myself creatively, and it was amazing. So shortly after being in Ohio, I got married to my husband. I'm a millet spouse. And you know what that means. We move around.
Mm-hmm.
So After my full year of being in Ohio, I moved to San Diego, California, and I was doing hair out there. What I kept noticing was hair loss continued to appear in my chair. Like women just kept coming in. And I only knew what I knew at the time from, cosmetology, but then there's I don't know. Right. And I was tired of not having the answer. So I began looking for hair loss, like how to solve this issue. And I got enrolled into a trichology program, but it was the right thing at the wrong time. Okay. We was about to move to Virginia. So I got 2 chapters done in that program and had to stop. Right. We moved to Virginia back in 2018 to Richmond. And while we were there, I hit the pavement running like I always do. But wait a minute. I had to pause for the cause. I got pregnant. And this is not what I wanted. Because my husband and I, we had just decided, like, you know what? It is okay if we don't have any kids. A few months later, Val, I'm pregnant. Now I'm in a depression because I'm like, this is not what I wanted. I didn't want this. This is not how I view my life going. I just made the decision, like, I'm good. But of course, there was another plan. So I went through that whole pregnancy with depression. And after that, I had my baby. And when I had my baby, I was still experiencing depression. But along the depression, I began experiencing hair loss myself. So no longer was it something that I was seeing behind the chair that I wanted to solve. I actually now had an emotional attachment and an experience that I'm going through. Right. So it meant something more. After all that, I'm still behind the chair doing what I could do at limited capacity with the baby. And I overcome that, but it really inspired me even more and drew me even more. I need to be the solution. I need it. And in 2020, I felt the desire heighten back up for it. Right. And I told my husband, I said, I'm about to get my trichology certification. In December of 2020, I started searching up schools, honey. I was in it to win it because, again, like I said in the beginning, what my family knew is if Kachelle put her mind to something, she gonna do it. Right. So I in January of 2021, I found a program. I inquired about the program, and at the time it was being revamped and they were not accepting anybody. So they told me to check back in March. I said, okay. I said, one, no, that's okay. That means I'm just going to continue looking. That's not an issue. So I thought I found another school, y'all. Well, the guy was persistent and consistent with me this whole time as I'm going through the process up until I applied for the scholarship for the program. Because I was getting quoted 10,000, 12,000, 7,000, all these, and with these type of things, you have to pay out of pocket. There's no loan you can take out. So I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. My husband's like, Kachelle, you might have to wait to the end of the year because the money, I said, I don't care about the money. It's going to happen. Right. So eventually it was on March. I remember this day was a Monday, like a March 15th. I called Billy up, okay, for the last time, okay, because like I said, he was persistent and consistent with me up until I did this scholarship and all communication just ceased, okay? Right. Called Billy up. I said, if he doesn't answer, then I know. His receptionist answered and said he will call you at his earliest convenience. I said, okay. And I hung up the phone. I said, yeah. But then I was reminded inside, you remember that woman that you spoke to in January? Contact her. I said, okay, let me hit my email up. And I emailed her and she had responded back really quickly. And I asked, in the message, I asked her, has she launched a program again? And she said, I had just did the webinar yesterday. I will send you the link so you can rewatch it. Well, she sent me the link she sent it, but I never received it.
Mm-hmm.
She said, well, let's wait 24 hours. Waited 24 hours. And then I saw that she also had another webinar coming up about it. And the woman I'm talking about, her name is Dr. Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
I love Dr. Carrie. She's little caveat right quick. She's the one who created the goddess locks that Megan Good wears. She's very delightful, a wonderful giving woman. And I give honor and thanks to her because she's a part of my journey.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her, okay, I see that you have a webinar for this upcoming Sunday. I got it. I'm getting in, even though I didn't get the link. I'll be there. So Sunday come around, and now it's almost time for the webinar. Honey, the countdown read 15 minutes because y'all know I was ready. Okay, I was ready. 15 minutes. I'm like, okay, yep. 10 minutes. All right. 5 minutes. Now we got to 0, 0, 0. Oh, it's time. So in her countdown, after it hit 0, let me tell y'all, confetti done came out, of the little clock. And now I had a loading sign, just loading. I said, okay, I'm ready. 5 minutes go by. I said, maybe, I understand we got to get things going. 10 minutes go by. I still have the loading. I'm like, let me refresh. I refresh the screen, still loading. I get on my phone, still loading. I'm like, 30 minutes now. I know sometimes we can be on CP time, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know what's going on. So in that moment, I said to my husband, Cameron, get my wallet. I see she got payments for this class because it was her class and her course was $4,000 at the time. And it was an 8-week intensive program. So I said, I can do the payments. I can't do the $4,000 up front. It's all right. But I see this 8 something another installments. Absolutely. I'm going to do it. So I paid the first one. And then within 24 hours, I got a email from her team saying that they're doing a promo. And if I give them my CVV number back, not back. If I give them my CVV number, I think that's it. That they're going to refund me some money. And I said, okay. And then they told me how much it would cost to pay for the full on program because it was $4,000, but now it dropped down to $2,500. And I said, okay. And they said if you want to pay the full 25, we'll send you the remaining balance, and you can invite a friend on for free.
Wow.
I said, send the remaining balance. I can do that.
Right. We're gonna go with what's up behind door number 1. Right.
Yes.
And then I already knew what friend I wanted to invite. And I called her and I said, do you want this? And she was like, are you serious? Absolutely. How much I owe you? Nothing. Because I would have been paying more. You owe me nothing. All I need is your time. Do you want it? Because it's yours.
Wow.
So she gets on and I said, okay, it's 8 weeks. Even though you can extend it out for longer, I said, I'm getting done in 8 weeks.
Right.
And for a moment while I was in the program, she had a pause, but we ended up finishing together. So in this time while I'm in the program, I'm utilizing all the knowledge that I'm learning. I'm applying it and I'm noticing quicker results happening. Also, in that time, I worked with a herbalist. She was a client of mine. Worked with a herbalist, learned more about the different herbs and different properties, and created my hair growth tea at that moment. It began yielding really, really quick results, like fast turnaround after like one use. I'm like, And with that, it got attention from like different people.
No problem.
So I make it and it was yielding quick results, right? And I remember that whole year I was testing it out. before selling it. So someone that was getting eyes, and people were asking me, "So you gonna sell it?" And I was like, "No, this is mine." And then I had to be reminded, "No, this is not yours. I gave it to you so you could give it to somebody else. You said you
Indeed.
wanted to be the solution, and I provided you with it.
Right.
I put people in your way to help you create this. It's not yours. Give it." So I'm like, okay.
There you go. Answer.
Yeah.
So what was your actual inspiration in
Mhm.
terms of creating Shell, Shell's hot seat? Like when you think about all those things in this journey, what was that actual inspirational moment?
Okay, so when I was in cosmetology school
Mhm.
is when Shell's Hot Seat was birthed.
Mhm.
Okay.
And we had to do this mock salon,
Mhm.
like business plan. And I took it serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
I took it serious, and I wanted to always be a space of people to feel free, to feel liberated, to feel inspired, and to feel beautiful.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
So I created it from there. And the reason why it's not hot, as in HOT, and it's
Mhm.
HAUTE, is because it's elevated, it's elegant.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I wanted it to be not only fulfilling, but I also want it to be like your luxury,
Mhm.
luxury, because you deserve it. We deserve it.
Right. That's beautiful.
Thank you. So that's where it came from. That's where it came from. Um, Now I forgot.
No, it's okay.
No, no,
So
that's good. That's
you did
good.
amazing. You did amazing. So I'll go to the next question.
Yes.
So as the CEO and founder of Shell's Hot Seat, what are your future plans and goals for your brand as well as your services that you offer?
Hmm. Okay, so the future goals of Shell's Hot Seat. So I'm gonna say, break it down into. I think I'm gonna do two. Break it down into two. So the first goal is we are going to be launching our full extended line, hair care line,
Mm.
and that's going to be launching in 2024.
Okay.
So when I made that hair growth tea, that
Mhm.
became the base of what the full line was going to be.
Wonderful.
So that's just short term. Now,
So as
long
far as
term,
sorry, Keisha, as far as the tea, do you drink it or is it?
it was topical. It was
Okay.
topical. So the reason why I went through, had to step back and revamp some things, is because I had to look at it from the consumer's eye.
Mm.
Even though I wanted, it's all about, of course, taking a moment back and pouring back into yourself, not just topically, but emotionally and mentally, right? So at first you had to brew it, of course, like a regular tea that you drink, but then you would use it on your scalp while you're shampoo. After you shampoo, you put on your scalp for about 15 minutes, like a deep condition treatment. Rinse it
Mm.
out, put your conditioner on, badass. Go ahead and style it on up, okay? Because them follicles is nice and open and stimulated.
Yes.
But what I noticed now from the consumer's eyes and from the feedback, it's not convenient, Kachelle.
Mm.
Mm.
You have the right idea, but it's not convenient. So go ahead, let's create the whole system. Instead of doing the tea, as in like you put out, create it into actual droplets that they can use.
Right.
Mm.
Let it be more consumer. I said, okay.
Mhm. Consumer friendly, consumer
Yes.
friendly.
Consumer friendly.
Yeah. And I love that. I love that you put the client first in terms
Mm-hmm.
of I mean, the product was there, but if it's not being used,
Mm.
is it really? And
Right.
being able to change it up like that probably made a huge difference for your clientele.
Yes, it's definitely going to make a huge difference. They ready for it. They're like,
Well, when you need a distributor, the Evdamonia Center we used to have a trichologist on our team, and so she had her product line going through our center. So when you need a
Mm.
distributor, just again,
Yes.
we'll have hair, your exclusive hairline at the center. So keep that in mind.
Oh
Yes.
yes, we will connect after.
Network.
Indeed,
Yes.
indeed.
We will
Yeah.
So,
connect after.
hair loss, I mean, we've been talking about this, and it can be deeply personal and
Mhm.
sensitive, especially for Black women, because we have a lot of non-restorative styles, non-protective styles, because they look good in the moment, but they can do a number
Mhm.
on our scalps. In
Mhm.
addition to the hormonal fluctuations, many of us are sensitive to the hormonal fluctuations that we go through every single month, cyclical in nature, and all throughout our life cycle. So, how do you approach helping your clients with empathy and understanding when they come in with hair loss and issues that have not been able to be managed by over-the-counter product?
Okay. It's a really great question. So this is how I take it. First, we're going to acknowledge what's going on the outside. This is what I'm experiencing. Now, what's going on medically? Do you have anything going on medically?
Mm.
And then medically, now let's talk what's going on mentally, emotionally.
Yes.
I understand because from personal experience, because now it's not just book knowledge, right? It's heart.
It's
I
personal knowledge.
It's
Yes.
personal. I bear the heart to it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that you're going through this. Let's break it down. First, guess what? We're experiencing grief, flat out. You've had this thing all your life, and then it's gone. Whether it has shedded excessively and it's a little bit at a time, or whether it's all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grieving. Now that I'm grieving, there's something else that done highlighted my insecurities that's already there.
Right.
So I level it out by seeing what's happening with them. And then as they begin to release, we're pulling it out, pulling it out, pulling it out. And then backing up with the solutions. Okay, if this is medically and this is hormonally, this may not be in my hands, but guess what? I can direct you to an endocrinologist. You hormones, come on, we need you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I see this is I can only do so much mentally, emotionally. If I see that you need a therapist, I'm gonna direct you there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a director, but I just gotta see where you're at.
So you're a conduit.
Yes.
You're a conduit, making connections.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. I love your imagery.
Yes.
But that's how I do it.
Yeah.
I just see where the person is at and how we can work from it. But also knowing that yes, we are in our feelings for a moment, but we're gonna get factual too. We're gonna rest here. There's a
Right.
time for it, and we're gonna handle it
Amen.
gracefully.
Most issues that we have, whether it's hair loss, whether it's skin conditions, they all are related to the root cause of it. And I always tell my clients, okay, that's why you need to go to an endocrinologist because they address those issues. And that's why I always refer them to Dr. White. But I'm so happy that you touched bases on that because that is one of the key points in addressing those issues.
Because it's holistic.
Yes.
We have to look at the whole person. We got to look at the physiology. We got to look at the psyche, and depending the spirit. But right now, what I'm focusing on is this.
Right.
We're gonna focus on these two.
Yes. I love
And then
it.
by focusing on these two, the spirit is going to be hit.
So can you share some common misconceptions about hair loss and its treatment that you have encountered in your field?
The common misconception I would say is, okay, if I cover it up, it's going to go away.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
If I cover it up, it's going to go away. No, no, we need to seek help.
That's addressing a symptom, not the root cause.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
symptom chasing. That's not root cause. That's not underlying condition. Why do you have to cover it up in the first place?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now I'm dealing with the shame of it. It's going to go away. No, it's actually most of the times it's going to get worse because we don't know where it's coming from.
And you're not doing anything to
You're not doing
intervene.
anything.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times we go to Dr. Google
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
we go to YouTube, university, YouTube clinic, and we start typing in our own symptoms and matching it up to what someone is saying on the screen or what I'm reading on the screen. And I'm treating what they're experiencing possibly to what I am. And I may be treating I might be treating a scarring alopecia that I have for a non-scarring. And guess what? It's not going to work because you don't know.
And you also don't know what that person has gone, other than their diagnosis. You don't know what else is going on in their life. So you're treating a diagnosis, but not treating the actual individual. Because often people will come in, whatever their clinical is, but that can show up 7 different ways.
Yes.
And there are going to be 7 different treatments. And there'll be different conditions with the same treatment. But the only way I know that is by looking at you and who's sitting in front of you and not just treating the diagnosis, because you're not your diagnosis. You're a human being. So again, I love that. And it's so often that people are doing it. They're going to YouTube and Instagram and all these places. And I'm like, but who are they?
Yes.
Who are they? And do they know what they purport to know? Or is it just a product that they're trying to hustle? And unfortunately, that's where we land.
Yes. And thank you for, again, mentioning about the product.
Yeah.
Me, myself, and I. It's not about the product. We need to know what's going on.
Right.
The product, it's gonna sell itself.
Yeah.
But I need to know what's happening. We need to know what's going on.
So we can make a shift.
Yeah.
And pivot.
Because a lot of people are ambassadors for these product lines and everything. But when you don't know the root of what you're experiencing, that's why you get comments like, I used it and it didn't work. Because you don't know what you're experiencing.
Yes.
And you don't even know what's in the product that may or may not be working for you in your specific condition. Because it wasn't designed for you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Just I guess the misconception is just being uneducated and going for it.
Right.
Yeah. That is well, and also to think that a specific product will treat the whole root cause of the issue is not honest, first of all, and it doesn't really help someone really assist them in the solution that they're trying to find, whether it's product, whether it's medicine, any of those things. And for me, through working with Dr. White, what I've learned is there's a root issue in a lot of the problems that we face, whether it's personal, whether it's health, and that if that issue is not addressed, it doesn't matter how much lotion you put on your face and you got acne or how much face cream you use, it's not going to help the issue. You got to go back to step 1.
Right.
It's a nice cover up.
Yeah. Yes. Like you said, it's a nice cover up, but it's like the check engine light. I can put a card over the check engine light, but your engine's still about to fall apart. Your engine's still about to fall out. You don't see the check engine light anymore. But your engine is screaming at you, but you just cover it up and be like, okay, I'm just going to cover it up so I don't have to look at it. Okay, and so your engine's going to fall out in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Click clank.
Click clank. But meanwhile, you don't have to see that light. So it's the same thing in real life. We get the signs, we get the warning signs, the flashing lights. It starts as a soft whisper, and then it just turns into a yell, a scream, and we can ignore all that. But we're going to pay the price eventually. So, Kachelle, your work involves, I love this, both scientific knowledge and the personal touch. I call it the art and the science. How do you balance the technical aspects of trichology with the emotional aspects of helping your clients with the hair loss and their overall concerns?
Okay, this is really good because, excuse me, sometimes we can get caught up in the emotions. So me as being the trichologist, I gotta balance myself out because by nature, I am very, in a sense, counsel. Like I have a natural counselor in me. So I'm like, okay, let's talk about But it's like, hey, Chelle, let's look at this list.
Right.
So I first off go by my consultation list. Let me ask all the questions.
Right. Yeah.
And now that we got all the answers, and I study what's going on here. Now we can go to the emotional. It's there it is, compartmentalizing it. And seeing where I'm at. But I know that I have to first acknowledge what's going on physically. Secondly, you came here not just for your emotions, because we're gonna tackle that, but you came here for a solution.
Yeah.
So again, it's compartmentalizing.
Yeah.
Did that answer?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Okay. Because sometimes look.
No, you're good. So speaking of, being able to provide that emotional aspect when it comes to your services, how does the consulting part of your business correlate with that?
So in the consultation part, we handle, of course, the physical, what's going on. And then while while we handle that, when we hop into the emotional part, we break down the barriers of what's going on mentally. And then while I'm breaking that down and while we're discussing that, then we can shift and exchange one for the other. Like, let's take this out and let's put something beautiful in. And I know whenever I used to give out plans when I was behind the chair, I would go in with the solutions to what the person is experiencing and the recommendations. But then I will also write out personal affirmations for their journey along the way, because it's ugly. It gets ugly before it's beautiful. And then even for the times when, what if it doesn't grow back? Well, we still need a reminder of what's really inside. We need that. And then also, even if this doesn't grow back, our food still needs to be good too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, this is a wonderful, beautiful accessory when we look at it as accessory, as just a vanity thing. But we also know that this is a cover to protect our head, you know. But when we take off that, we really got to look deeper inside. So that's how I put it into the into consulting, because I can't do one without the other.
Yeah.
Because it's all together.
Yes.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense. And again, I'm loving how you're weaving all of these different elements into the work, because it's so important. And I think we try to take one thing and everything is, surface. It's your hair. But for Black women, our hair is like an extension of our personalities and everything else. So it does affect our mental. It does affect our spiritual. When our crowns, literally our crowns, are being affected, because that is oftentimes how we walk in the room, because so often it's being policed. And when we lose the control of that, not only is it being policed, but now we can't even, utilize our crown in the way that we desire when there are, different health conditions that may or may not be affecting it.
Yes.
So in your experience, you have, again, a wide range of history and experiences personally yourself. You offer a wide range of services. Could you highlight some of those key treatments and solutions that you provide your clients with who are dealing with specifically hair loss and the actual different types of hair loss conditions that you do help to treat?
Okay. So one, because then again, it's personalized.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, for the ones that can be helped, I usually put them on a plan with different types of I don't want to say different types, because keeping it simple is the best. When you start to do too much and overcomplicate things, that's when you go into an issue. So there are specific brands that I do utilize for the people. We talk about the food. We talk about the vitamins, the supplements that's implemented, and then talk about the topical solutions, as in drops that stimulate, and shampoos and conditioners that stimulate the follicles and get them going. It's just really, it's hard. It's really it really depends on what the person is going through. But majority of the time they're put on a plan with a particular product that is going to serve the purpose. Whether it's hair loss that's a whole different product line. But then when we're going into the different scalp conditions and everything, that's a whole different thing as well. But everything that I do and that I utilize is natural.
Yes.
It's natural. If that answers.
So how long is your treatment program for? And do you accept insurances? Do you not? Or do you accept just, payment directly from the client?
Okay. So 12 weeks. We start with a 12-week program. Because first we got to clear things out.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we done cleared things out, now we got to put in and track it. Depending on what that person is experiencing, if they need to go on a longer plan, we will do that. But we start out with a 12-week program. And insurance wise, we do not accept insurance because insurance can only be used for cranial prosthesis, which is in essence medical grade wig units. However, we do accept HSA, and we do have payment plans, and we do take direct payment. So there's a few different payment options for sure.
Thank you for clarifying, Keisha.
Yeah, and I love that we are a cash-based practice too. One, because insurance is not going to cover the things that I know you need. Insurance is only going to cover what's going to keep you sick and keep you in a cycle of disease management. And we're in the business of healing. You don't have to live like this forever.
Yes.
And so I think a lot of people are starting to understand that I can keep paying into a system that is designed to keep me sick so that I can keep paying into the system. Or I can get off this merry-go-round, invest in myself first, and then I can get off this merry-go-round and then start living my best life. And it's an investment.
It is.
But I guarantee you, if you tally up all the co-pays, all the insurance fees and everything else, and then multiply that by the time that you've still been paying into that system that is broken, a single investment in yourself is going to equip you to be healed.
Yes.
So you don't have to continue doing the same things over and over and getting the same results, which is not a healing. You're not getting better. You're not healthy. So again, I love it. I love it. I love all of it. I love all of it.
And there's something that you said is keep going around, right? Keeping you on this cycle, the system.
Right.
What the thing about my hair care line that's about to be launching in 2024, I don't want to drop names, but I don't like drug products because they keep you hooked. And like you, as you said, I'm trying to get you to a place of healing. I'm just trying to equip you. You will love us, but we won't hold you to it. We'll help you along your journey. And when it's time for you to step up off the program, go ahead. You're free. You keep what you yield. Unlike some of the drug products that's around where you utilize them, they help you get hair, right? Stimulate the follicles to grow hair, but then you have to use it for life.
Yep.
And if you don't, once you stop using it, everything that you just yielded is gone and gone even quicker.
Right.
Now, we won't hold you. You'll love us, but go ahead about your way. Once you nice and healed and you equipped, yes.
Yes.
There you go. I love that.
I love that.
Time to hold people. Trying to hold people.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's what I love about the holistic industry, just holistic medicine or like holistic way of providing products. And for me, I originally fell in love with Dr. White's practice because I knew she wasn't trying to milk me for my money, and that she was originally just trying to help me address the root problem of my health. And the fact that I was able to take that experience and then push that into my lifestyle, but also my business, it really taught me the importance of investing into your health. Because in the end, there's so many benefits to it. And thinking so minuscule as far as saying I'm losing money, that's the that's not even something to worry about because your health matters more
Right.
in the end of the day.
Because if you want to make more, you got to be healthy. Because if not, are you going to stay around? Are you going to be able to stick around to see it?
Right.
Mm-mm.
So hair care products tend to constantly evolve. Each year we hear about different trends and different hair products. What are some of the latest breakthroughs in the field of trichology that our listeners should be aware of?
So one of the breakthroughs, I don't even know if necessarily it's a breakthrough, but one of the solutions that has now come to the Americas is head spas.
Mm.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's either a Korean practice or it's a Japanese. Somewhere in Asia, they had these methods, which is basically stimulating the scalp and using herbal ingredients that are, bioactive. That's basically that's the new thing here in the Americas is the head spas.
Okay. Now, tell me more about a head spa experience. Is it based in sound, underlying, and not just scientific, meaning FDA approval, but scientific, meaning grounded in the forces of nature and body chemistry, again, the art and the science? Or is it more of a trendy thing like a spa treatment with maybe little or to no overall value for the underlying condition?
Okay, so the way that the head spas are is they go through and massage, truly take time to stimulate.
Okay.
So that's them. Take time to stimulate and activate and get the blood flowing.
Good.
They do that with different kind of water pressures.
Okay.
I don't know necessarily if they trigger different other senses that are sparked in our body.
Right.
But I know specifically that they're engaging more in circulation to get the blood flowing.
I like that. And again, that's, can be also done, like you mentioned, with some of the topical hair products, but actually that physical touch, I think, is important too.
It's 100%.
Yeah, that's so important. So could you share a success story from your career that illustrates the positive impact you've had on your clients' lives through your personal expertise?
Ooh. Yes, look, now it's like, ooh, which one? Okay, so there's this one, I speak directly to one of my ladies, and now we're about to hit full holistic well-being of a person. So she was experiencing CCCA, which is a common scarring alopecia that mimics female and male pattern baldness. But the difference is, of course, it's scarring, and also there's a tingling and itching sensation when the hair loss is about to occur. And one of the things is when it's caught early on, you can capture it and decrease the progression of it. So she had been experiencing CCCA for about 5 years. She was going to dermatologists, getting steroid shots, but nothing was helping. She then was referred to me from one of my stylist friends. That's my girl. And we had a consultation. She told me what she had been experiencing, gave me all the rundown and everything. And I began her on the program. Now, as for she's coming in at the time because I was behind the chair and I was doing high frequency. That's another thing. High frequency treatments. So, of course, generate the cell production and all that greatness. Let me not get too like geekied out right now.
No,
But
let's nerd out. Let's nerd out. That's good. We're all here. We're all here. We can nerd out together.
Okay. So was doing all that, the steaming treatments on her, getting her going physically. But in the midst of it, now we're getting into breaking down and pulling things out. She had been in a relationship that wasn't serving her, that was causing her stress. And in our times together, throughout our treatments, while we was restoring her crown and we was seeing results, because we saw results within the first treatment. I want to say treatment because I'm not a doctor. Within our first session, holistic session, our remedy.
Yes.
We saw progress and her hair began to fill in. So as her hair is filling in, she's shedding things. And eventually a year later, her hair is fuller and she had shed some weight and leaving a relationship that no longer served her.
Right.
She was breaking, and other things, she was even looking different. Not because of her hair, but looking at herself. She was looking different. Physically, she was more upbeat. Her face was brighter. Everything about her had changed and shifted. And we still keep in touch from time to time, although I moved and everything. Another one that I would tell you is recently, because it doesn't always have to take a long time. It's just a few shifts of things.
Yeah.
So I did a consultation recently with a young woman, and she had been experiencing hair loss for some years. And now we're trying to identify why. So I identified why, and hers was genetics, female pattern baldness, mom's side of the family had it. And then also, again, stress. So there's some things happening. And then on top of that, insomnia. So nothing is able to really truly restore. Can't get into that deep sleep. We need it.
Right.
So after I went down through the different things that will help her, the recommendations for her. She, within the first week, she started with the things that I gave her to do. She said, my hair stopped shedding. This is just a week, and I just tell you to use one thing. My hair stopped shedding, and she was also very healthy on paper. My God, this woman, healthy.
Right.
So she took what I said, applied it. Hair stopped shedding. Also, she got sleep.
Yes.
Now her whole being is able to be restored. Just a few little shifts of things in just a week. We didn't even go through the whole program yet.
Didn't need to.
Just a week. And to hear those stories like that to me, like when she sent me that message, I was at a networking event. Let me tell you, I had to stop for a moment. Because each time it has me in awe.
Yeah.
Like, this is beautiful.
Yeah. And that you are facilitating something so beautiful. You're part of that process.
I am. I'm thankful to be able to play a part of it.
That's divinely ordained. That's moving in your purpose. That's being prepared to move in your purpose.
Yes. So those are just two little success stories. There's more, but those will stick out.
Of course. Yes.
But
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yes. So for those who may be experiencing hair loss, what advice or resources would you recommend to them in finding the right help and support, Kachelle?
I would suggest that they seek out a trichologist Then after the trichologist, once they have a consultation and see what's going on, then if they need to take a step further to a dermatologist or to an endocrinologist, do it. Whatever needs to happen, let's make it happen. Please don't wait.
Yeah.
Because you can be waiting, and honey, it is now too late.
Yeah.
When things can be caught in the beginning.
Right.
And if you're someone who has been waiting, like, man, yeah, I've been dragging this thing out.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Go get help ASAP. Seek out a trichologist. If you would like to do a virtual consultation with me, I do those as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, please seek help. Don't wait.
Right. I got you. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you because I think a lot of people think, again, that they can do things on their own, go the back door route. They don't have to seek professional help. And I always say, for your vehicle, are you a mechanic?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe you are. And if you are, then do you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not a mechanic, are you doing your own oil changing? Are you checking on your engine? Do you know how to repair your vehicle? You probably don't. So why would you don't do that? So why would you do that with your health, which is even more valuable than your automobile?
I agree.
So as we get ready to wrap up, Kachelle, is there any final advice or messages you'd like to share with our listeners? And where can we find you and your products?
Okay. Yes. So the last message I will leave is I want you to remember that with or without this hair, that you are beautiful. It does not define you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, scientifically and physically, it's there to protect your head. It's there to alert you when things are not right. But in the vanity sense, you are not your hair.
Mm-hmm.
There's someone inside of you that is so much greater. And if that woman or if that man, whoever is listening, you tap into all the things that's hidden inside of you, you would see that, honey, with or without this hair, you can step into a room and all eyes will be on you. And it's not just because your hair is banging and it's fly, but it's because what you carry is so valuable and so important, and your presence is needed more than anything. Your
Right.
voice has value.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be the message that I leave with. And how to find me. You can find me on all social media platforms.
Okay.
Chelles Hot Seat, ChellesHautSeat
Mm-hmm.
on all platforms. And that is also chelleshotseat.com. And you can book a consultation with me if you're experiencing hair loss. You can purchase our journals and our affirmation cards that go along with Restoration Journey. Whether you are experiencing hair loss or not, we all need that affirmation. We all need a reminder of what is inside of us, and also some of the things that need to be let go, right? Because if you're
Right.
taking something out, you need to put something in. You can't just have an empty house.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, that is how you can get in contact with me.
Thank you
Yes.
so much, Kachelle. This was great.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being here with us, Kachelle. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. You're a beacon of light, and I love your energy. And we instantly embraced each other when we met at the women's conference a month ago. And it's truly an honor to know you. So thank you so much, Kachelle.
It's an honor to know you too. I've definitely had, when I saw you, we had our interaction. Okay. Listen,
Yes.
right quick, did you tell Dr. White how you introduced yourself?
I actually want to tell my husband the story.
Okay. So when we met, of course, at these women's conference, you meet all different kinds of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she came up and we're talking and having a great time, and she introduced herself as the general manager, which is not true. Which is not true, which is not true. So she introduced herself as the general manager and was telling me about the podcast and all the great things that their company is doing in holistic skincare. And I said, okay, this is, I like this. Come on, this is mean, honey. Yes. I'm going to put your card. Yes.
Uh-huh.
But throughout the conference, even though I met so many different people, I kept going back to her card. I said, no, who is she?
Yeah.
Who is she?
Mm-hmm.
So in the middle of the conference, while I'm at my little vending table, I look up the company and I click on the About Us, and I see her face, the founder. And I said, I like what you did. I like what you did. And I didn't know if she had left or not, but I said, oh, I got to let her know. I like what you did, girl. So I finally, about like 45 minutes later, I finally see her leave out. I don't know whether you had a orange
Orange pants. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I don't know whether it was an orange pants or little blazer, but I remember it was orange, and it also matched your card. So I seen her, and I had to get her. I went and spoke to her, and I told her, I said, I looked up your company, and you're the founder. She was like, I knew you was gonna, you was gonna figure out eventually. I said, yeah. And I like what you did, because usually when someone meets the founder of a company, they respond differently than meeting the employee of the company. And it made me think of Undercover Boss. How the undercover boss would come in with, nobody knew.
Yeah.
But in that moment, they got to see how people were perceived and received the company, and also the feedback.
Right.
Because if they had met the founder, they probably would have been scared
or putting on airs or trying to be something performative.
Exactly. Put on a performance. No, we don't need a performance. We need the real.
Kachelle asked me, she was like, why? Why'd you say you're a journal manager? Well, I'm always a transparent person. I'm not trying to lie, but I am many roles in Lumen Natural. I'm the marketing agent. I'm the administrative assistant. I'm all those things because that's what it takes to run a company.
Absolutely.
But for me, it's not about ego. I always try to practice servitude towards anyone I meet, especially women businesses, because I love supporting women. So for me, going into that conference, it was about networking and truly just supporting women. And all that I was there to do that day. So I was very grateful to meet you, Kachelle, because you embraced me right away. And I'm so excited to see your hairline to launch, as well as to see you succeed. And I'm very grateful.